So if anyone missing right in between classes, please check recording videos on that day. Otherwise you can't understand future concepts, right? So each concept is important. Even once we completed with the functions, we will move to what is this views and subqueries, right? There also we do use same functions only. Okay, so a lot of scenarios we do reuse whatever the concepts we discussed. So every concept is important in SQL. We can't skip anything. Okay, go back to our table. So here we have hire date column, right? So we didn't touch that. Let's say if we want to calculate experience of a person. So based on the hire date only we can calculate, right? So present date minus hire date and whatever the years or months comes. So based on that we can decide, okay, so and so person has this much experience, like that, right? So before that we'll see some supportive functions which are already available. So if we want to see current date, current system date, right, whatever the date we are seeing here, so we can use sysdate. So instead of sysdate from real, okay. So here sysdate is nothing but our current system date, whatever the date we are seeing in our system. So that date we can see. So 7/10/24. Okay, means current system date. Same way we can use current date also. Okay, current underscore date. So this function also will display the current system date, right? So these we can see under date functions. So current date and sys date, just to present today's system date. I mean, whatever the database system date is there, we can use that system date. Okay. So next one, add months. Right, these not required. First we will see how to calculate experience, right? So now we have current system date. So if we do minus I mean system date minus the hire date, joining date, so we will get some days, right? And then we can add some calculations to that days and we can get it in years. Okay, let's see. Let me pin this output. Sysdate minus hire underscore date, right? So I will print hire date again separately. You see it is our hire date, and when we say current system date minus hire date, we are getting difference in days. Okay, so 2024 minus 1999, right? Around 25 years completed. So that 25 years time duration we are getting in days. So once we have experience in days, if we want to calculate that in years, so what calculations we need to add here to get experience in years?
Divided by 365.
Right? So on top of that, if we divide by using 365 constant, okay, right, this one needs to be added in brackets. Okay, so now we are saying it in years. So 25 dot something, right? So I don't want to see these many decimal values. I want round figure it to up to 2 decimals or without decimals, fine. So what to do?
We can give substring, right?
You can use
Round,
That is
round.
only for string.
round.
Substring to extract part of the string, right? Not to round figure. So if we want to round figure a number, we can use round, trunk, all these are there, right? So for now we'll use round. Okay, so we are getting 25 years without decimal values. You see, so 87 37 years, 96 29 years, and here, so both are getting maybe nearly, right? So 25 years around experience. Okay, so sysdate minus hire date can give output in days. On top of that, we are dividing with 365. Then we are round figuring to proper experience without decimal values. Okay, so this is how we can calculate experience of a employee, anything, right? So these type of questions also we will get in interviews. So how to calculate experience of a person? I have hired it. What is the query to calculate experience, right? So here we can say as experience. Okay, now our column is experience. So based on high date, we calculated something and we are saying it is experience of a person. Okay. Okay. So same way, add months, right? For current system date. So if we use add months function, so it can add months to a current system date or any other dates, right? So let's say system date is this now, right? So if I want to add 1 month exactly to this system date, so I can use add months. Okay. So here comma separator, and how many months you want to add, you can specify as a number. So I want to add 1 month, so it will display next month same 1 month after date, right? So 11/7 means November 7th. So if I want to add 2 months, right, it will display December 7th date. Okay, so just 1 month moving or 1 or 2 months moving to a future date, right? So if I say minus, right, it will move backward. So it will add 1 month minus. So current system date in 10th month, right? It will do -1 means it will display 9th month 7th date. Okay, 9/7. Add months is used to add or subtract months from a current date and whatever the date we specified there. Okay. So these are like straightforward, but where we need to use the function that we need to understand, right? We'll see once we complete with the functions. So add months is clear, right? To add months to a given date. Okay. Same thing, months between. Let's say if we have two numbers, two dates, right? So if we want to calculate how many months it been in between those two dates, we can use again months between. So here months underscore between. So this function can calculate months in between these two dates and it will display in numbers. Okay. High date. Okay, I should use our base table, right? Not real. You see, so we are getting months difference. So in between system date and this high date, we have 303 months. Okay, so earlier when we used directly sys date minus high date, it is returning in between days, right? How many days are there? Now when we say months in between function, so in between system date and high date, how many months are there? It is returning result in what is this months format. Okay, so based on this result also we can calculate experience, right? So now when we have result in months, what calculation can give the experience in years?
Divided by 12.
Right. So divided by 12, right? So when we have in days, we used 365 because 365 days per year. When we have it in months, so we need to say divided by 12, right? So now we used months between. So this function can return months in between these two dates. And then if we say divided by 12, it can return output as years, right? Experience in years. So on top of that, again, we can round figure that, okay? Without any decimals, or if you want, we can keep two decimals. Okay, 25/3, 25/7, like that. Okay, so add months between. Next one, next day. Okay, so next day is up to that week, right? Now we are on Monday. So if we want to see next to Monday's date, we can use next day function. Okay, next underscore day. I want to see coming Monday's date, right? So if we use the system date, it will display only today's date. But I want to see next coming Monday date, right? So we can use next underscore day function and it will display the coming Monday date. You see 1410, and even if we cross check that 1410 is the coming Monday's date. Okay, so if I want to see Tuesday, then what can be the expected output? Next underscore day, I want to see Tuesday's date. Sorry,
15/10/2024.
now. So Tuesday tomorrow only, right? So next underscore day, right? It won't look for next 2 weeks date. It will look for coming Tuesday's date itself. So it will display tomorrow's date. Okay. So currently we are on Monday already, right? So that's why when we ask system to display next day, so it will move to next Monday because we are already on Monday, right? But if we say Tuesday, so not yet, right? We are not on Tuesday today. So it will display coming Tuesday itself. Okay, 8:10. Got it? So same way we can add and subtract days by using any date column values. Okay. So now if I say sys date plus 1 means adding 1 day to my system date. So it will display tomorrow's date 8:10, right? So if I say add 100 days to my current system date, okay, we can move to 100 days forward, so 15 January 2025. And if I say minus 100, it will backward, right? June 29 2024. Okay, so we can add as well as we can subtract days from a given date. Okay, just I'm using sample system date for calculations, but in real time we can apply those calculations on our actual columns in a table. Okay, hide date, joining date, last created, last updated date, right? Lot of dates we will get in each table, and that we can apply all these functions. Okay, so now here on next day, if I say plus 1 and the next day Tuesday, now what can be the expected output? So I'm adding 1 day to my current system date and it will move to Tuesday, right? And I'm after that I'm adding next underscore day function to look for the Tuesday's date. Will it display 8th October or what is this 15th October?
This days plus one will be the tomorrow, so it will consider that as a current one, and coming one will be the, so it will come the next week Tuesday date. Date will be something.
Right, so 15 October, because we are moving to next day by adding 1 day to current system date. So we are on Tuesday here. So when we move to next underscore day function, we are already on Tuesday, and then we are asking system to display next underscore day, which is Tuesday, right? So it will display next coming week's Tuesday's date 1510. Clear? Now if I say minus 5, then system date minus 5. So what date we can expect? Just calculate manually, right? We are on, what is this, 10th, 7th October, and I'm saying minus 5 days. So it is going to subtract 5 days from current system date, right? What will be the date? Maybe 2nd October or 3rd October, right? So then we are looking for Tuesday.
It will display 8.
Correct. So we are not moving 7 days backward, right? Just 5 days. So any day in between last Tuesday and Monday, right? If we are on any day, so it will display coming Tuesday's date only. Let's say if we move 10 days back, at that time in between already one Monday is there, sorry, Tuesday is there, right? So it will display coming Tuesday. Okay, so depends on the date where it is. So based on that only coming Tuesday's date will be displayed. Okay, next underscore day, and it will be up to that week, Monday to Sunday, like that. Okay, that is one thing. And then last underscore day. So last underscore day is used to display last day of the month. Say sysdate. So what will be the last day of this month? 31st October. Okay. So it is used to display last day of the current month. So now our system date is on October, right? So it will display October's month end date. So if I add 20 days to my current system date, so okay, 25 days, it will move to November, right? So on top of that, if I say last underscore day, so it will display November's current, I mean last day of the month. You see, 30 November 2024. Okay, so whatever the month and date available based on that uh, date, right? So it will display last underscore day of the month. Okay, so if I apply same on employee, okay, let me take this one, employee hide date. Last underscore day. You see, they are on 6th, I mean June month, so it is displaying June month end date, January month end date, and September month end date, like that. So last underscore day is used to get last day of the month. That's it. Okay, so now we'll see some calculations where we use all these functions: next underscore day, last underscore day, add months, months between, and what else we learned. Okay, so these are our main important functions. We'll see some scenarios, right? What we can see that. Okay, so before moving to some requirements, we'll see date formats also, right? So that we can use more effectively. Okay, so these are our date formats we need to learn, and to get it from system format to user understandable format, we need to use one conversational function also. This one, two char, two date, two numbers are there. So we'll start working on two underscore char, so which can convert a date format from system format to user understandable format. Okay, so let me use that. So select date from real. Okay, so by default it will store, I mean it will store or it will return data in ddmmyy format, argil. Okay, but if you consider in real-time scenarios, so like most of the ASEAN countries use it to store or you use a date format ddmmyy only. But when it comes to US or Canada countries, they do use dates DDYY. So first they will consider month as number, then date, then year, right? So ours is by default DDMMYY in India, this format. When it comes to US and Canada, they do follow DDYY formats. Okay, so now if we see this date, immediately we will say, okay, 7th October 2024. But when US or Canada people sees that this date, so they will say, what is this? July 10th, 2024, right? Because they do consider first number as month, not date. Okay, so when we work for US clients or Canada clients, we need to convert this format to their understandable format. Whatever the format they are following, we need to convert it. Okay, so by default, Oracle Art it is doing, it is storing data, I mean date values in DD, MM, YY format. But when we send that date information to US or Canada clients, we need to change to this format and we need to display to them so that it will be easy for them to understand because they are following same format, right? So by using two underscore char, we can change it from system format to user understandable format. So it is system format. Okay. So let me take, and whatever the formats we are seeing here, right? We will learn one by one. For now, we'll show. So by default, when I say system date, it is displaying 7/10/24. But when I want to display it to these people, other country people, I want to make it MM first, month first, then date, then year. So by using two underscore char, we can convert it. Okay, so instead of date, first to display month. Now you see, we are getting month as first number and then date, then year. Okay, so we are converting it. So by default, system storing in DD, MM, YY format, but user expecting in this format. So we used two underscore char and then we converted it to understandable format. You see, actual date, actual format is this, storing in our database, but we are converting it to user convenient, right? Whatever the format they want. So 10/7/24. Okay, even in, let's say in India, they don't want to consider month in numbers, they want to see it in characters. So DD first and then month we can say MON so that it can display it in characters. You see, 7th October 24. So actually it is storing that number as sorry, month as number only 10. But if we want to see that month in characters, we can say MON. So convert this to this format. So two underscore char function can convert date values to whatever the format we want to see. DD, MM, anything. Right? A lot of formats are there. We will learn one by one. Okay. Now you understand, right? Actually use of two underscore char and date formats. We'll see one by one. Okay, we'll start with the D. So if I say D, it will represent a day of the week. So number of day in the week. You see the definition means, so per week we do have 7 days, right? So what day it is, I mean it will return number. Okay, if I run this, you see we are getting 2. So again it will consider Sunday to Saturday. We are on Monday, so it will consider this day as 2, second day of the week. So if we are on Tuesday or some other day, let's say let me add 4 days, right? 6th Friday. Okay, so if I move one day minus, system date -1 means yesterday's date. So Sunday will be considered as starting day of the week, so 1. Okay, so 1D can return day of the week. Okay, so actually we are storing entire date, so it is storing entire date of the system, but in that again we want to see day of the week. So what day it is, first day, second day, right? We do have 7 days. So same scenario, if I use 2Ds, means day of the month. So when we use 1D to convert from system format to user format, it is returning day of the week. So if we say DD, it will return day of the month. So we are on 7th day of this month, right? It will return 7. Okay, so 1D week of the day and 2Ds day of the month. And if I use the same scenario, triple D, day of the year. So on what day we have now? So 281 day. So totally 365 days, right? We are on 281 day now. Okay. Clear? So weekday, month day, and then year day. Okay. Same scenario. We can see days also. So if we use dy, we can see day in lower characters. So Monday, right? So same way, if I use it in uppercase, it will display in upper. So if I use the same dy in uppercase, it will display result in uppercase, right? And if I want to see entire, full name of this day, so instead of using shortcut, I can say day. It will display Monday or Sunday, anything, full format. Okay, so if we use it in lowercase, it will display lowercase. If we use it in uppercase, it will display in uppercase based on the input. Okay. From actual date, we are extracting day. Okay, display what it is, right? What day it is. Okay, day. Okay, moving to month then. So it will be easy only while applying. Just we have multiple formats for date, date, right, and months, years. Okay. Already we have seen if we use it will display month in numbers. Okay, same way if I want to display it in characters, I can say month, MON. So it is displaying like this. And if I want to see full name of the month, we can say month, right, instead of using shortcut. It will display full name of the month. Okay, moving to year. So if I use 2 Ys, it will display last 2 digits of the year. And if I use 4 Ys, it will display entire year. Okay, 2024 from this date. Okay, and then same, if I use it in characters, let's say year, it will display year in characters 2024, like that. So hours and minutes, right? Okay, we'll see that. Same way, we can extract hours and minutes also from a date. Okay, so let's say I want to see hours, so HH, so what hour it is, 8th hour, right? We can see it's 08, right? And if we want to see minutes, I can use MI, it can display minutes, so 32 minute, right? And if we want to see seconds, we can use SS, so 00. Now 05 seconds. Okay, so this one HS about of the day, hours of the day, and HS 24 means we can convert it to 24 hours format. By default it will be in 12 hours format only, based on our system configuration dates again. Okay, based on this date and timings. And then MI minutes, SS for seconds. Okay, so SS starting from the day. So if we use 4S, okay, it will say from the starting date how many seconds already completed. We can see that. Okay, then FS, again fraction of seconds it is, not FS, so I can say FF for so on system date we can't use this, we need to use it on timestamp columns only. Again we'll see that later. So if I say again W, single W, which will represent a week of the month. So on which week we are now, so second week, right? It will display this is fun, we are doing okay 7th, right? We are on first week only. Let me take it to another one. Okay, so 1 to 7, right? Still we are on first week of this month, so it is displaying 1 as output. Same way if I use 2 W's, means it will represent a week of the year. So on which week we are, so we do have 52 or 54 weeks, right, per year. So we are on 41 week. Okay, and same way quarter. So if we use Q, on which quarter we are, fourth, right? So it will display 4 as output. So we do have 4 quarters per year. So we are on fourth quarter already. Clear? So these all are the repeated formats, right? We need to work on real-time date columns. 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys, I am back. Okay. Okay, so now we will see some scenarios, right? Let's say I want to display first Monday of next month. What to do? So what are the functions we discussed as of now? So you can use any function to get next month first Monday's date. These type of questions we will get in interviews, right? Simple, but we need to use multiple functions on top of one function. Okay. Think about it. So what are the functions we discussed? Next day, last day, add months between, right? So the 4 only mainly. So by using those 4 functions, how can we display next month Monday's date?
We have to use add month first.
Next month first Monday's date. Okay, we'll see, right? What are the scenarios? Okay, so we are on system date 710 by using dual. What I said, add months, right? So add underscore months. So what it will do?
Now we will get the 1 month, exactly 1 month, next month, 11th, 7th, right? So, and we want that as
Correct, right? It will move to 11/7, means November 7th. So what if that Monday completed before 7th itself? So we moved forward, right?
yeah. So we have to also use the minus.
No, don't look for manual calculations. So if I run the same query next month or next year, I should get next month coming first Monday. You got it, right? So next month first Monday's date. So now we are in October. So if we run today, we should get November's first Monday. Next, let's say next month, if I run on November, I should get December's first Monday. So we should not make any changes to this query. That query should work wherever we are. I mean, on what month we are. We should get next month first Monday. So add months, one scenario that don't work. Then what else? What functions we learn?
Add months in
Last
between.
day, last
Correct. So last underscore day. It can move to end of this month, right? So simply if we say last underscore day, it will move to end of this month. Correct? So from there, if we look for coming Monday, it can return right. So exactly it will look for 7 days from this date. Let's say let me show you manually. 31st on Thursday. So directly we are moving to here by using last underscore day function. From there, if we look for Monday, it can return Monday state only, right? Because it will look for 7 days, and within that 7 days there should be Monday. It will return that Monday state. So now how can we look for Monday? We move to month end date. From there I want to next month first Monday.
Come on Monday.
No, we need to use one function on top of this result. What is that? Okay, maybe you can remember names. I will show you here. So what function we learn? So these four, right? Within these four, if we use one more function on top of that last day, we can move to coming Monday state,
Next day.
right? So next underscore day on top of our last day result. So if we say Monday here, we will get next month first Monday. See, 4. We got it right. Okay. So that can be on any Monday. Let's say same logic if we use on high date, right? They can join in any month. So let's say any employee joined in this month. So next month, first Monday, they are going to distribute their salaries. So on top of the high date, if we use this logic, we will get next month Monday date. Okay, let me show you that. Where is high date? This one. So same logic I am using on table level. Let me get separately. You see, this person joined 21st June, right? So next month, Monday, we are going to distribute salary. So this is the one, right? 5th July 1999. And on top of that, right, if you want to, okay, anyhow, we are moving to Monday. So it is Monday only. No need to worry. Still, if you want to see that, we can convert it. So by using 2char means our understandable format. Okay. So let's say day and then dd, day of the month. Okay, it should be in single quotes. That is what we have. So it is Monday 5th, and let me display month also just in our expected format. Okay, so it is Monday 5th July 1999. They joined June 21st, and this person joined first Jan 13, and they will get salary on 7th Feb, which is first Monday in next month. Okay, so this is how our logic should work. Common for each row, irrespective of their date and month. Okay, so whatever the date we use, it will display coming month first Monday's date only. Clear? So this logic you can remember. On top of that, just to make sure in our expectable format, I used 2char, but this logic is fine to get first Monday's date in next month. Clear? The same way, a lot of scenarios are there. 2. Okay, so what if I want to get second Saturday in next month? So already we have one logic. On top of that, if we can use one more function, we can move to second Saturday next month. That can be any month. What to do? Same logic, right? So we are in present month and we are moving to last day. I mean this month end date. And earlier we looked for first Monday, so we used Monday, right? This time I am looking for second Saturday. So if I run this one, it can return first Saturday's date, which is 2nd November. Fine, we are here, but I want to display second Saturday's date. So already we are on first Saturday. Now from there we want to move to second Saturday. What to do? Anyone? Simple logic. Simple logic. If we use here, we can move to second Saturday. So already we learned, right? So there are no limitations to use one function on top of another function. It can be same,
We need to use next day.
right? So again, if we use the next day on top of this result, so already it is on Saturday, first Saturday, but we need to move to next Saturday. What we can do? So again, we can use same function one more time, right? It will move to second Saturday's date. So we are using one result to move to another result. So now if you see 9/11, so November 9th is the second Saturday in coming month. So if we use same logic on top of other, I mean other rows also, right, on our hide date. So based on this hide date, for every record we will get coming month second Saturday. Okay. So I mean it seems to be straightforward question in interviews, right? But we need to think what functions we can apply and how, right? Very simple but logical questions. Okay, so if we are able to answer these type of questions, so that they will get to know, okay, these guys have some knowledge and they can use functions properly where it needs to be used. Okay, clear? Next day, last day, months between, add months. Okay, and we have seen formats also, right? Okay, so we'll see, I mean few more scenarios on this date columns, right? So today I need to close early. So we have one event at office. I have to go early. So we will stop here. We will continue tomorrow again. Thanks everyone. So if anyone have any questions, we can discuss 2 more minutes. If not, we can close this.